Fan service, whether you like it or not, it is definitely a staple of anime, and it is found within most of the top animes. Whether you're watching the latest airing shows or you're going back to watch the old classics, you're guaranteed to find your fair share of fan service. But is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? Well, that's more complicated a question than you think. If you just think of the word fan service and what that entails, I think a lot of people wouldn't hesitate to just say it's bad, that it's trashy. Which actually reminds me I should probably establish exactly what I mean by fan service. You see, the actual definition of fan service, according to the most trustworthy website there is, Wikipedia, goes as follows. Fan service is material in a work of fiction or a fictional series that is intentionally added to please the audience. This is a good definition, but it is very generalized. When talking fan service in anime, most people associate with half-naked women, or if you're feeling really frisky, you watch Free and let yourself be washed away by those washboard abs. Sorry, get a little distracted there. What I'm trying to say here is this video is about that kind of fan service. The lewd kind, basically. Now, going back to what I was saying, I can definitely see the side of the argument that thinks fan service is trashy, but there are also a lot of people who would say fan service is a gift from God himself, bestowed upon us mere undeserving mortals who dare question its beauty. Okay, that's a bit extreme, but I'm telling you, those fan service enjoyers are hardcore. And honestly, I can see that side of the coin as well. But who's right? What opinion is the correct one? Well, there's only one way to find out. Today we're gonna explore both the good, the bad, and the ugly of fan service in anime. There's not actually a section dedicated to the ugly, so manage your expectations, please. For this video, I have called up one of my friends to help me come to a conclusion to this very important subject. He has a lot of built-up rage for a certain show that he thinks does fan service so horribly it ruins the whole show and made him drop the series before even finishing it. And me being the nice guy that I am, I thought it might be cathartic for him to take this time to rant about this. So without further ado, let me pass it over to him.
Fire Force is an anime about the Fire Force. And it's about a colorful cast of characters fighting as these fictional firefighters who extinguish these demons known as Infernos. Sounds easy to follow, right? Our MC, Shinra, has special powers like any shonen main character ever. Now, these fire demons, how do we extinguish them, you may think? Water, extinguishing foam, blankets. No. We extinguish them with fire, baby! Fire with fire, you know? That's how it always should be. Jokes aside, Fire Force is great. Writing that's decent but good for a shonen. And lovely art style beside it. Characters with a charm and power so that it really makes me say wow. But I never completed Fire Force. I never reached an ending and I didn't even manage to come to a third arc. Because it had a constant painful problem of fan service. But honestly, fuck talking about Fire Force. You guys want to know what fan service does really well? Monster Hunter.
Hey dude, what the fuck are you doing? Stop talking about Monster Hunter. You're supposed to be talking about Fire Force. Remember?
Okay, fine. I'll talk about the Fire Force.
Fucking dumbass.
However, not all fan service will be good. And that's why Fire Force is my greatest example. As Fire Force is praised and seemingly loved for its understandably great points, as I've mentioned, but as shonen do and shonen will, it has fan service. Fan service which cripples the plot, poisons it, and ruins the flow of the show incredibly. With one of these moments so noble that it made me drop the series. This character on screen is usually treated for a joke of groping and nudity. Her name is Tamaki. She has great potential in my opinion, and has a cat theme to her fighting style, very reminiscent of the character from a Bleach series. I find that very charming and it's very cute. However, her groping syndrome, or as the show calls it, Lucky Lewd syndrome, causes her clothes to constantly explode off and cause her to fly around and end up with the male characters touching her chest or butt, making her potential as a cool side character with possible character development killed. And sure, I can be a bit complaining and a crybaby, as many may label me for, but a character immediately made into a joke of her becoming naked isn't funny. It's just beating a dead horse over and over and over. And the real kicker is that during one of these early fights, she's caught and ends up fighting another character, who ends up betraying the cast, of course, causing the moment of shock over the fact that he betrayed the main cast, which, it's quite good. I like that. But as she does, fight back, her clothes suddenly burst off for no real reason, because all of a sudden her powers just need her to be naked. But that also ends up with her just covering up mid-fight. She just stops fighting, just to cover up and cry, "Stop, save me!" And then, of course, our MC, Shinro, drops in and he saves the day, fighting the backstabbing guy, Among Us style. But with an occasional scene of Tamaki naked covering up. And of course, causes this serious mood to be killed. And it's very serious, of course, because this backstabber has been established before as much stronger than them. So it feels, it's like this struggle. The underdog versus this big guy. But then all of a sudden, "Why? Save me, Shinra, save me!" With just Tamaki naked, and it's not funny. As I've said before, it's beating a dead horse, and it grinds my gears. But you know what's even funnier? It gets better. Because later on, the writer writes himself into the story itself, and he fucking explains, he argues and uses a straw hand argument for that, to say that, no, Tamaki, she's a great example for women. You should praise her because she gets naked, because that nakedness is actually a great way to show off the female body, and how women should be treated better. Fucking dude, you've been treating her as a sex object throughout the whole manga. Get the fuck out of here. Blossom Cats out.
Now, you may be thinking to yourself, if fanservice can ruin a whole show like this, surely it can't be good. I give you Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill is a fucking amazing anime. It's an absolute classic within the anime community, and basically the show that made Studio Trigger one of the big names. And I love Trigger. Who doesn't love Trigger? They have this very beautiful and unique sharp art style which is recognizable at just a fucking glance. They are amazing. Kill la Kill is about a girl with loads of daddy issues by the name of Ryuko, who enlists in an academy called looking for the person who killed her father, with the only clue she has being this half of a giant scissor blade that the killer left behind. And very early into her quest, I'm talking literally the first episode here, she puts on this suit of unimaginable power. Well, actually she gets forced to wear it, but unimportant detail. This outfit makes her really fucking strong. The only issue being it looks like this. The most blatant fan service of a character design of all time. But Kill la Kill pulls it off. You see, going back to Philip's point about fan service and Fire Force, the problem is that the fan service in that show works against what is currently happening and what the show is currently trying to achieve. And it's also really fucking creepy. They try to have a serious moment and it's ruined by fan service. But in Kill la Kill, the serious moment is caused by the fan service. In Fire Force, if you took the fan service out of the show, what do you think would happen? The show becomes better. If you took the fan service out of Kill la Kill, the show would collapse. Why is that? Well, because the writers cleverly uses the fan service as a reason for character development. They use it as a conflict. You see, Ryuko doesn't like being dressed like this. This outfit is far too embarrassing for her, and therefore she can't properly use her powers. After only a short time, the outfit gets deactivated, as it runs on Ryuko's blood. But since she can't accept the outfit, since she can't accept herself, Senkitsu is forced to take more blood than he would normally need to. leading to her not being able to wear him for long periods of time. This entire conflict sprouts from the fan service in this show. The fan service doesn't take away from any serious moment. Instead, the fan service creates a whole arc where Ryuko has to become more comfortable in her own skin so that she can reach her true potential. You remember how the Fire Force offer explained away his fan service by saying he was trying to empower women? Well, he should take some notes, because this is empowering. This shonen anime, where most its demographic is a male audience, spent a whole arc about a woman learning to accept and be proud of her own body. Now, I am not a woman, but even so, this arc of Kill la Kill made even a man like me feel more comfortable in my own skin. There's something so poetic about Ryuko becoming physically more powerful by accepting herself. Something so beautiful about her arch nemesis telling her that she can't ever hope to beat her when she's embarrassed about her own body. So what's the conclusion of this video? Is fanservice bad, or is it actually beautiful? I don't know. Neither, I guess. But also both. It depends on how you use it. Fanservice can be used as some disgusting way to objectify your own characters for the enjoyment of coomers on the internet, but it can also be used as a narrative tool that serves as another way for you as a writer to create a beautiful story that may also appeal to coomers on the internet. Just like everything in life, it's just a matter of how you approach it. You can mold anything into whatever you want. It just depends on whether you choose to look at it as ugly and horrible or something extraordinarily beautiful. At the end of the day, life is what you make of it. And so is fanservice.